In this video, we'll be taking a look at all today's NBA matchups, and I'll break them all down with free winning picks so you can bet smarter and win bigger. But first, smash that subscribe button and ring the bell so you get our picks the second they drop, because when the lines move, the early birds cash in. And if you want the full winning sport picks experience, head over to wspicks.com and check out our VIP packages, or grab a free consultation with one of our professional sports consultants for the sharpest edge you'll find anywhere. That's where the real plays live. We are your bookmaker's worst nightmare. These are the games we're hammering, the ones the books can't afford you to bet. This is Winning Sport Picks. The free picks are about to drop, and they're coming in hot. We start with Timberwolves versus Cavaliers, and this number tells a very clear story about respect in the market. Cleveland is laying 4 at home, Minnesota catching 4 on the road, and this is a matchup where pace, physicality, and half-court execution matter far more than raw scoring. Cleveland controls tempo well and forces opponents to play deep into the shot clock, while Minnesota is far more comfortable when games open up. The total sits at 238, and this number feels a touch inflated for a game that profiles slower than public perception. The pick here is Cleveland -4 and the under 238. Next up is Heat versus Pacers, and this line is all about contrast in styles. Miami is laying 7 on the road, Indiana catching 7 at home, and the market is pricing Miami as the more reliable defensive unit despite travel. Indiana plays faster, takes more risks, and that leads to volatility, while Miami is comfortable grinding games down and forcing opponents into uncomfortable possessions late. The total at 236.5 is a bit rich for a Miami-controlled game script. The play is Miami -7 and the under 236.5. Now we've got Clippers versus Pistons, and this is one of the strongest spots on the board from a numbers standpoint. The Clippers are getting 7.5 on the road, Detroit laying 7.5 at home, and this line is heavily shaded toward Detroit based on recent form, but this is a classic buy low, sell high spot where the number has drifted too far. The total is 219, which fits a slower half-court game with limited transition. The pick here is Clippers +7.5 and the under 219. Mavericks versus Bulls is next, and this is a near pick'em by design. Dallas is getting 3.5, Chicago laying 3.5, and the market is split because both teams struggle with consistency. What stands out is the total at 232, which feels slightly high given how both teams bog down late in games. Expect a tighter contest than the number implies. The play is Dallas +3.5 and the under 232. Spurs versus Celtics is an interesting one because Boston is only laying 1 at home, San Antonio catching 1, Boston -1, and this is a rare spot where the market is cautious despite Boston's overall strength that usually signals situational concerns rather than talent gaps. The total at 229 lines up with a controlled pace and strong defensive stretches. The pick is Boston -1 and the under 229. Hornets versus Jazz comes next, with Charlotte laying 4.5 on the road and Utah catching 5 at home depending on the book, but the key number here is Utah +5. This is a matchup where altitude, tempo control, and rebounding matter, and Utah tends to play much better in these spots than public perception allows. The total at 239 is high for a game that could slow down quickly. The play is Utah +5 and the under 239. Now listen to me, those are the free picks, but the one game I am unloading on tonight, the game that's going to crush your bookie's soul, that's the VIP play of the day at wspicks.com. This is the nuke, the hammer, the max bet, the one play I've circled, the game that will bury your bookmaker 6 feet under. When it hits, and it will, your bookie is going to need a doctor, a lawyer, and maybe even a priest. If you want to ride with me on the biggest bet of the day, get to wspicks.com right now. Cavaliers -4 with the under 238, Heat -7 and under 236.5, Clippers +7.5 with the under 219, Mavericks +3.5 and under 232, Celtics -1 with the under 229, and Jazz +5 with the under 239. This is Winning Sport Picks, where we don't just bet, we bury bookmakers. Smash that subscribe button, drop your favorite plays in the comments, and hammer that like button like you're hammering your bookie into the dirt. We're cashing, we're dominating, and tonight we're dancing on the grave of your bookmaker. Let's go!